Alright, I think we're live. Cool. Alright, guys, so welcome to the Sunday live stream here. Figure out. I was going to go back out to the woodyard. I wanted to capture some things, but today just hasn't worked out with the family being a little bit under the weather, so been a relaxing day. But seeing how we're here, we are almost to 6,000 subscribers now. I think we're 10 away. 9 away. Where are you? 50. Date subscribed. Boom. Okay. RC Fun. What's going on? Black River Firewood. How you doing? Back River. C&M Customs. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna be getting with you soon. Give me time. Give me time. I'm trying to. I've been trying past 2 months keep my head low. Money has not been coming in too much, so everything's been going into the processing. The chainsaws for fuel, the tractors. But as soon as things start taking off and kind of evening out, I'm gonna get with you. And I've been taking some pictures of some different builds online. So I've got some things that I'll probably end up sending them over to you at one of these times. You've been busy. Perfect, man. Perfect. Like I said, hopefully you're not waiting on me, and there's nothing pressing by any means. So I've got to get a hold of Babby too. He's been wanting to do some chainsaw comparing and playing around over at the farm too, ever since they had the chainsaw Christmas event. And like I said, it's been a stressful winter. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys have been doing well. I'm gonna have to check out the Back River Firewood. I'm gonna have to check you out, bud. I haven't seen you come up. Actually, we're gonna get ready to read the subscribers here. I haven't done this in a while, so just bear with me. So any name that I can't pronounce, like Chinese writing and stuff like that, I skip over. So we've got Carlo, Carmonti, Omar, Orlando, No Magic, Lars, Checker One, TC Bolt, Markey, Tormeyer, Kid Rock, Diggin' It, RDH, Yoni, Jiminy's, Eric W, Gary Lane, CYT, Christopher Berkey, Remy Pimore, CJS Landscaping Solutions, Beth Leffier, Cat Help, Shade Holder, Chris Lyons, Shotlift Family Firewood. I've been watching you, Boa. Ryan Eon, Reese Dad 01, Oliver Damond, something like that. KFC West Wings, Nicolia Defamir, Mia, something like that. Roland Panic, no clue. Up the Harbor, Reynold Pelton, Donna DeLong, Mayfato, Lucas W. Boykin, Liz Austin, Bill Z, DM Comp, Next page. Rudolph, Ivan, Bill Brooks, Lonnie Johnson, Sat 19848, Douglas Decora, Samet, William Anderson, Felix, Hillbilly Franks, Michael Holt, Aiden Barney, Brandon F., Graham Campbell, Pete Freehand, Marco, Ronnie Wood, Mr. B2U2, Garrett, Flo, Martin, Justin Thompson, Mark W. Portugal, Jens, King Saws, Thirp Short, Ken Brohan, BJV Vink, Neil F., Mario Lamos, Tony McCage, Alan Smith, John Smith, Keto Cheeto, Brenton Bader, Redeem, Chris Dixon, Michael Howler, Hulbert M., Brennan JMM, Trent Wood, Kodo, Jim Jam, Frankie. It has been a while. And there's Peter Shea. I remember Peter Shea. Muddish, I don't know. Gayton Presoto, Jay Fig, Steve Tucker, Peter Shea. I'm gonna leave with Peter because I've been going back and forth with Peter for a little while now, and that was back in December. So, welcome everybody. Hopefully, you guys are doing all right. We are down with it today. Got a little stomach bug that my son brought home from school, and then this last night my daughter ended up having a bad bout of it. So we are taking a little light day. It's kind of nice. It's good too. I've been busy. I have a Range Road distributor 65 miles from me, and I was just worried I'm not splitting anything I get for logs. Well, distributor. I ran a power split from Power Split International. It's a preferred machine for my company, but it's time to obtain a processor. Well, that's yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, man. You know, size is huge. Straight, you know, I mean, if you got nice straight wood that's below 16, I'd say you're better off with 14 and under, but processor's definitely a ticket. Moderator Dan, what's going on, brother? I don't have any videos out yet. I've been holding off because every single thing I do is going to get put out before I post it, so I just don't post. Well, start out by posting, man. Like I said, but a lot of people give me crap. Just another day at the office, blah 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 blah. You're showing what people do every day. That's what people watch. I watch guys doing, you know, things they do every day, and that's what YouTube is. So don't be afraid to stick yourself out there by any means. 95% of my company is bundles. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm hoping to hit bundles hard this year. Mr. Dan hanging out? Yeah, that's what I've been doing all day, buddy. That's what I've been doing. That's awesome. I just started dabbling in with the bundles last year, and between the roadside stand and the general store down the road, or the gas station down the road, I'm very, very happy with it. Very happy with it for my first year. I'm going to hopefully branch out a little bit this year, but the biggest thing was having inventory that is dry. And even now, this year is going to be a little bit tricky with that because everything that I had drying and set to go out this spring has basically sold. So, like everybody says, if you make it, they will buy it. So, if you have any questions, just ask, brother. I'm well over 21 years in the bundle field. No kidding. No kidding. Um, wow. What bundler do you use? Do you use a bundler? I've got a lot of questions with that. I've got a homemade job. Um, that's one of the biggest things. Do you go one by one or one square? Do you go 75? There's a lot of questions with that. I always do oversized bundles. That way people get the most bang for their buck. But like down the road, or down at the gas station, I was selling my cherry. I did straight cherry in bundle form, and I was getting $8 a bundle there. And I filled that rack. I think I put that rack up back in September, and I filled it. It fit 20 bundles, and I filled that, I think, 3 or 4 times before I actually ran out of wood. Um, a Go Fast manufacturing bundle machine is what you run. Okay, okay. See, what my biggest issue is I'm very bad with notes. I'm very bad with um, the keeping record. The only record that I have from the store is the fact that 20 bundle stand, and I filled it. Even I couldn't even tell you, it was 3 or 4 full times. I didn't fill it until the last bundle was sold. Um, but what I should have done was keeping a record. But at that time, I was doing tree jobs. I was logging. I just had too much going on, so that was just a little side cash to keep me going at that time. But I definitely should have kept a tally on when it was selling the best, that type of deal. And then is me going out and purchasing a couple $100. I think the cheapest one is the Amish made for $700, which is still a manual, but it's a lot less manual than what I'm doing. But should I invest in one? The cool thing about this is I've got the computer right here too, so I can kind of pull up these while you're spitting them out at me here. So Go Fast. Go Fast bundler, so I can exactly see what you're talking about here. GCR bundler. Okay, let me see. Firewood, Go Fast. Okay, yeah, the one with the forks. Oh, I've seen the fork pot. I haven't seen this other one. Turn your waste slabs into cash. I'm gonna be running sawmill this year too. Let me see the details on the Go Fast here. Yes, okay. I forgot who I've seen actually has this thing. $2,400. See, that's the hard one. GCR bundle. Oh, my caps lock was on. Firewood. Hudson. Why don't I see this thing? GCR bundlers max purchase for a wrapper. Velcro, what's going on, brother? I started with a 5-gallon bucket and hand wrap before I got it. Yeah, that's what I did. 12 by 12, kind of like a goalpost deal. 2 of them, and I put a male female post in between them. So the front, the the upright that's basically sticking out, you can just pull out the whole deal, and then just release the wood and stick it back in, and then wrap it by hand again. So that's the way I've been doing it. GCR firewood. Why isn't that guy coming up? GCR. Yeah, I'm not seeing that one. Huh. There's a lot of them. The Twisters. Brute Force has got one now. I don't know. I don't know what the I understand speed is key, but I think the foot pedal would be the route I'd want to go with one, and it seems like the slowest process is loading the rack. So I mean, as far as it spitting it out fast or wrapping it quick, I'm not really so worried about that. So give me some GRC maybe. Okay. Why are you looking to switch? There's a Dana, Brute Force, Hudson. Everybody's doing their own iterations of them now. There's money in it, that's for sure. Definitely money in the bundles too. Just adding a bundling machine to the company. Okay. No, I'm interested. Like I said, it sold fantastic. It didn't sell as well up front either, because that was kind of strange. A couple miles up the road, we got a gas station, and like I said, it was $8, and I was doing straight cherry, same splits as what I had out front, and out front I had mixed hardwoods, no softwood, no nothing like that, and that bin I had for $5. The store was $8, and I think people were just, because they were there, it was just a quick grab type of deal. But yeah, my bins out front, I might have filled that maybe 10, 15 times all year long. And like I said, the one at the store was only going for 2 months or so, which I was at a bad time of year too for it. I just wasn't ready, and I didn't have the wood prepared. There we go. The brute force looks pretty good. I know we have Hudson too. That's where my grandfather's sawmill's from. Look at that woodpacker G100 firewood bundler. It does it itself. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of the things on here, I don't know. I can't really get on with the ones that wrap the whole thing. All I see in stores are the bags generally, and they're all full of water inside of them. So if they can't breathe, I'm not really down with the hot poly wrap, where it actually surrounds the whole deal if you don't have air in it. But yeah, no, it's something that I'm definitely considering this year. Firewood bundles, yeah. Huh. Um. Yes, yes, and then the people that do already buy, uh, it's hard. You know, I live up here in northern New York, and with it being my first year doing firewood, everybody up here already has a firewood supplier. You know, so you've got the couple of people that'll branch out and try to buy from somebody else. So you basically got to beat people to death with service in order to get your name out there. Because, like I said, you're not generally getting an individual that is brand new to burning wood or whatnot. You know, there's a lot more people that have dealt with the same people every year, and they're used to their services. So I'm trying to figure it out. But we don't have really anything else. Of course, we're out in the sticks too. So everybody that has been buying is basically like neighbor wise. Um, at my highest point, I was putting out 20,000 bundles per month. Wow. And you were just using the Go Fast? Holy cow. 20,000. Wow, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. We don't even have that population in this area. That's another thing. I think Plattsburgh. Last time I looked, which was a couple years ago, I think it was like 17,000 people, which it might be way off too. That sounds low, but I don't know population. I go to Plattsburgh and I ain't really a big city fella. The big halo they put on the back of those machines take up a lot of space. Yes. What is that? That must just be safety, eh? Which you don't need that. Don't stick your hand there. Yeah, same thing with a twister. That was the first one that I ever see with a halo, I think. But yeah, that's got to be removable. Ran 3 shifts. No kidding, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Definitely let me know if you get posting videos. I'm very interested in that. I was watching I don't watch too many firewood people. I watch Out in the Wood Yard because he's hilarious. I watch him. Um, I watch. Where is the channel button here? Out in the Wood Yard. I have watched a little bit of Mountain Life with David and Kelsey. Um, it's pretty cool what he does. Um, I watch Bert. I watch Buck and Billy Ray. I've watched Bucking for years, Ground Pounder. But as far as firewood stuff, I don't watch many people. Wolf Ridge, I like a lot of their products too. Easton Made seems like everybody has Easton Made, so um but yeah, firewood at the furnace. Um I don't know. I don't know. It seems like everybody does their own thing as far as bundle wise, like they do their own iterations of it, and then somebody sends them one to use. And like I know out of the wood yard or in the wood yard, he was given one of these ones with the big hoops on the back there, and he really doesn't use it. He doesn't do many bundles, so it's kind of hard. You don't know. It seems like everybody's got a variety of these things, and some people say theirs are faster, but like I said, I don't know what the where you would really need the speed because it's faster than by hand, and I can pound out quite a few of them, pretty quick just by hand. So I know with a bundler I could do it a lot faster. See that right there that's smart. Um, I don't even know how to bomb battle. Bomb Battle Tree Farms homemade tub train for moving firewood. What he's got is them 275-gallon fuel oil drums, and he's got a farmy winch, and it looks like he bucks up all his firewood, and he's on snow, and he's using them like a train car behind his tractor. That I can get down with, stuff like that. But yeah, as far as just looking at the bundlers, it seems like it's, what color do you like? And like I said, I have looked into the Amish made, but at the $700-800 price point, I'd really have to be doing some bundles to justify it. Like say I did 60 or 80 bundles. Of course, I've got my calculator on here, but where am I? Service, and you have to study the price point and underbid the competition. See, that's what I'm not doing. I refuse to, because like I said, I go on to Marketplace and I'm seeing face cores of wood going from anywhere from $60 to $120 right now, and I'm at 100. And after factoring in me getting the trees, logging, the fuel to do that, the chains, the saws, the blah 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 blah, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. So like I mean, I'm not looking to sell face cords for $60, or even beating them by a buck and saying $59 with free delivery. It's not worth my time. But yeah, I understand that. But even if I was to go at $60 or $70, um, get the contracts for this year and basically put myself in a hole for this year with the amount of wood that I'm doing, and then next year say, well, with inflation, Biden's America, whatever you want to call it, we're raising it $10 this year, so we're going to be up at 80. It'd still take me quite a few years to get to that $100 mark. So I put it out there at 100, and so far I haven't heard anybody scoff at the price of it at all. So it's just it's one of them deals. Has nothing to do with safety. It's just a big space problem. Well, like I said, is that big guard thing that they put on, that gaudy hoop, is that just a safety deal? Like if you were to take it off, it'd be a lot smaller, right? Or is there something else to it? Because I see a lot of them have it. Some of them actually use the hoop to do the rotation, it looks like. Bert, there he is. There's some good stuff coming in the wood yard. Uh-oh. Don't do that. You make me buy stuff. I have my bundle thing set up. It would make you sick if you knew my bundle cost per each and what I get per bundle. Probably, man. Probably. I do know that it's the money maker. It is the money maker. I've never actually done the math, and I mean, I'm sure Bert, for one thing, he could tell you if you were doing 1x1 cubes. Of course, I've got all my literature here. I've got my wife got me a Steve Conway logging practices book for my birthday there. So I've been doing. I've got some landlocked property next door, so I'm looking at. They got balloon skylines and everything else. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get the wood from one side of the river to the other here. So I'm looking back in the 1970s, 1980s logging books. But what was I saying? The what is there? I I'm not a numbers guy. Um, I know 4 foot by 8 foot is one face cord. Um, but off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you how many square footage it is and how many bundles you get in a face cord of wood at a 1 by 1. Um, we might set up a roadside stand for the boys to take care. Good stuff, man. My son loves doing it. I give him the lawnmower with a little dump cart now. He's been using the side by side and the tractor, but yeah, now the side by side sold, and I got the processor with that. The tractor's down at the property there, so I've got the dump cart, and you can take the John Deere out and go and fill up the stand with the trailer. You will lose money less. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Back River. That's what I don't understand. These big outfit. Of course, they're not doing it full time either. They've got full time jobs, and they go out and they, the processors that I'm talking about. They've got full time. I think they're corrections or something like that. And then on the weekends they'll go out and you know do up 20 cords of firewood with the big processors, and then they're selling it for $80 a face cord. So I went down and talked to him, and his dad said he just does it to stay busy. He's not doing it for profit or nothing like that. But that really puts a constraint on the market around here. I just started regular firewood. I get 350 per 3 rick, aka face cord. See, I never understood the rick, and the first time I actually heard rick was from Chris in the wood yard. The what does he call it? A rick, a rank, a row, or something like that. But yeah, and then you said it in the comments, and I was like, oh, I know what that is now. But I've never heard it called a rick before. I only sell. Yeah, that's another big thing that I'm kind of capitalizing on right now, is because people, the couple of people that have bought so far only wanted a one face cord or two face cord, so 45 to 51 bundles per face cord. Yeah, that's the ticket. At $2 a bundle, I'm making money. Yeah, so I would be, yeah, so I'd be making off the front stand there. I'd be making real good money. Depends on the splits. I split small. For bundle grade at least. I don't have anything bigger than, I don't really even know. Maybe a chew can. Maybe a little bit bigger than a chew can. But that's overall, because we got a couple campgrounds and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I see um, some people's bundles actually have like 5 6 pieces in, and that's a one by one deal, because they're putting just generic size firewood pieces in there. So I don't know what sells better. This year I might experiment with it. I might do. I'm gonna be doing kindling, and then I'm gonna be doing the small splits, and then smalls, maybe half small and half, two big pieces in it or something like that. And then I'm gonna do big ones. So I'm gonna see what works. I'd like to redesign my my bundle stand. If you can get local tree services to drop wood off, help your overall cost. Well, absolutely, and I do. I am a certified tree climber, cutter, all that. I've that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done this last year. But the problem was, and still is, I don't have a trailer. I've got my equipment trailer, which was a old camper frame, Bert, old camper frame. It was a 26-foot flat deck that I had put a beaver tail on the back of it. So now it's 22 foot long, and that I haul logs up to my grandfather's with, but I've never went to customers' houses with it because it's not a legal deal, more or less. So once I get a dump trailer, then when I'm doing the tree jobs and whatnot, I can bring more home. But yeah, right now I'm just logging my own stuff, and then I've got a neighbor that has a dump truck, and his dump truck can hold, I think, 3 or 4 full cords, and he's at $400, 450, something like that, a load. So that's $150 a cord I'd be paying him to make $300 a cord. So that'd be a little bit of profit. But then if I go back out into the woods with John, the fellow I was logging for a couple of years, he's doing $1,800 a load, and that's 16 full cord on his truck, and that's $119 a cord. So I'm more tempted to go with the truck and pup, because I'd like to get it down to $100 a cord if I'm going to be buying wood. But I do have a couple brother-in-laws that are in the arborist game as well, and they've been in the game for years. So they do have equipment they can definitely drop off some trees with. But a lot of our trees are pretty trashy. They're not really taking down maples or anything like that. It's a lot of box alder and locust good stuff, but um 2x2, yeah. You using what are you using right now? I think you might have even said in the chat above what you were using, but for a splitter, what was that? I have a Range Road distributor 65 miles away. I'm just worried about not splitting anything I get for log. I'm just worried about it not. See, now I reread that comment. What do you have for wood around you? Back river firewood. I ran a power split. Okay, so that is the power split. Box alders, oh yeah, absolutely. It's just they look like S's out here. You might get 4 foot that's straight, but that's about it. But I'm interested to know what Back River Firewood's got for wood, because I know everything that we have here, for the most part, it has no problem with. And the hardest thing that we have is oh, what the heck, elm. Even nasty hard maple. Of course, we're frozen too right now. Yeah, that's the thing, Bert, is I would say, at least from this year, me doing it, probably on average 60 to 70% is popple. Box alder when you get into the city, and locust. Um, and then you're dealing with a lot of softwood, a lot of sight distancing stuff, and power lines, and that type of thing. Like, probably most of my summer was doing softwood. But then if it's not softwood, you're dealing with a lot of popple. Popples are weed around here. 2x2, yeah, that's about what I'm looking at. That's why I was half tempted to what was VRCS or um, Wolf Ridge has got one now too. The Easton Made has the Axis, but like I said, everybody's using Easton Made. So I'm a which when it comes to business sense is probably not all that smart. That's why I liked Husqvarna, because everybody around here does steel, and I just get sick of the same thing. So I went with Husky, and my dad ran Husky. Um, we have well over 300 ash trees to take out yet. Yeah, yeah. I've got to get back to thinning this week, I think. Which it'll be a lot cleaner. That's for one thing. But I've got more content on the GoPro. I wanted to capture. It's gonna be nice to be a week or two ahead on the content making, because right now I've got 3 days, and I really haven't. I mean, last week I was about 6 days ahead on the content, and then we had that 40, 50 degree weather, and that was kibosh as far as working in the woods. Once the water started running down the trails and whatnot, I know enough to just back her off unless I want to ruin the rest of my winter. So I did that, and luckily I had the content pre-recorded for a couple of days there, which I know this week the content was a little bit trashier, at least from the comment or from the viewpoint of view. But um, I'm hoping it cleans back up a little bit. It's been hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he's the one that sparked me with that. Like Logger Wade is like 3, 4 months, but he only puts out a video every 1 or 2 weeks generally. But Chris is doing it daily, and it's nice when you're doing it daily that you can kind of remember. And my biggest thing is when I come home, I need to edit the videos and get it done with, because if I put it on the back burner, I end up deleting all the content because I don't know where I was. I don't know what I was trying to tell for a story. And especially when you've got, 6 hours to edit in one day. That's what a lot of my videos are, 10 minutes. I'm trying to cut all the fat off, but I want to get more use of the machines. I want to try to show a little bit more. Like everything I do is a lot of fast, because it's literally 4 hours that I'm turning to 2 minutes worth of content. So I want to be able to incorporate a little bit of the more real time stuff, but at the same time I got to build enough of an audience that cares enough to watch it in order to do that. So I'm still teetering on that cliff of how I do this, because I don't talk much. And when I'm out in the woods working, I don't want to talk. So I'm trying to talk more to the camera to get into that frame of mind about it. But yeah, ideally 2, 3 weeks ahead. That way I'm not waking up in the middle of the night saying, crap, did that video upload? That's supposed to be up at 5 a.m. I'm not having that anymore, which I've had that a couple times. Last night was 11 o'clock at night, and my laptop had died from 2 days ago, when I was supposed to schedule it for 5 a.m. This morning. So I went on and I found the one that was up for today, and finished uploading it and then put it on for schedule. But I don't like that. I want to make sure that I'm good and I've got a little bit of a buffer there just in case, like today, the kids are sick. But I've got to try to not squeeze everything in one day into one video. That's the biggest killer. So like today's video, I think, was a little bit of snow blowing, and then later on, after I got that done, I went to work and did something else, so I can make 2 videos out of that. They told me 12,000 for the Eco 300 with a live deck and log lift. I think I will order one They told me 5 days would be here, or I could drive 2 hours and pick it up. So I don't have my invoice. Now you need the log lift on it. You're saying? Because I know the processor itself is around 8 grand, and that's with the conveyor. Depending on if you get the hydraulic saw. If you get the hydraulic saw, that's 8.5, 9 grand, something like that. Are you getting the 103, 102, or 103 log table? And then are you getting a infeed? So you need the log lift. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen one of them work. I don't know. It must be like the yes, with the hydraulic saw, everything's good, good, good. Yeah, you'll love it, man. You will love it. Like I said, biggest the biggest improvement I can help with is the chain adjustment on the table. That is, I've actually got a John Deere idler pulley that I'm going to be throwing on that at some point. But I'm too content with what is going on right now, and my arm is shot from that machine. Having to reef on the logs and this, that, and the other thing. I need to slow her down and start working on it. But I'm at 48 hours, so I've got 2 more hours of warranty on it. What I would recommend off the bat would be to not put the chip box on. I would try to run it without that and see what that does for you, because I am having so much better luck after cutting that stupid square plate they have on the back of it. I was told it would work better with a Honda GX 395. Better, absolutely, absolutely. The little Onan, is it an Onan on it? I don't even remember. I'm stuck in John Deere 318s. It's not a bad engine. It's not a bad engine. It's got pretty good power. But I think what I'm gonna look into maybe is a cooling unit and maybe a bigger hydraulic tank for it. What I'm told is they get really hot during the summer months, and I've actually got it hot during the winter too, so just doing table after table. But you'll love it, man. Yeah, yeah. It'll take you a little while. It probably won't take you near as long as it took me. I didn't have any owner's manual or any. Everything was just kind of dad, grandpa, and myself in the garage putting the thing together. You know, the hydraulics system on it was a complete nightmare. Just because you do have to remove plugs and hope this line goes here. Yeah. What's the other thing? The box that the plunger, the ram, goes in and out of, that on mine is getting thin. So I have to think about how I want to go about that. I'm not sure if I can actually tighten up the whole sleeve that goes out. But if I can tighten that up, I don't think it'll kink off. But that's only on really knotty pieces that it actually cocks to the side, and it'll run down the hopper there. But you should like it, man. It's not as picky as a lot of people make it seem. The new Range Road that I have compared to the one that I ran at the demo, I swear has a two-stage pump on it, because when it starts really getting resistance, it kicks itself down, and it'll take a hard maple piece and it'll push it through sideways if it has to. I have stalled it a number of times, but that's one of the limiters on the engine. And to be honest with you, the way that wedge sits in there, it's it's almost better that it is a little bit underpowered, because I think it would twist that wedge right up, right sideways. Because that is one area that I definitely am seeing that I'm gonna need to bulk up down the road if I decide to keep it for a number of years. You stalled out the yeah. I'm waiting for that. I want to see that so bad. That thing, it looks like it's just split so effortlessly. I can't. It is. I don't know. Everything about that machine is pretty fluid for it being old and mechanical. As far as the levers and whatnot, everything is. It's not run by wire. But, live deck. You do have a live deck coming. Okay. I didn't go for the live deck. I had it originally priced in there, but I didn't actually go with it. I'm kind of happy I didn't after seeing the log table and the live deck that comes with that. But I went with the 103 versus the 102 because it was a lot more robust. It's the most robust thing on the machine, honestly. Um, but I still have to get that. I've got to figure out how I want to power that middle um, idler, which a lot of people are telling me to just stick a sprocket on it because the chain goes over the top. But I'm going to be dealing with the same problem with it's only going to be contacting two teeth. So what I'm actually thinking about doing is putting a sprocket on the far drive unit, and instead of driving it in line, I'm thinking about putting a chain from the far drive to the idler on the inside closest to the log table, so it'd be a completely different drive. It would be driven by the same uh, feed roll, but it would be driven off the other side, so it would be just a chain loop to that one. 40 ton makes it. Yeah, well, yeah. 40 ton makes, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing with the power and the speed. I could definitely see we did break something. Don't you let the cat out of the bag. It's definitely a time for a processor for me. I don't think I have as much chainsaw time left in it. Well, I will tell you, man, it has saved me hundreds of dollars in chains. Hundreds of dollars in chains. My saws, I run 28-inch bar on the saws that I run, and how dirty this wood is. I would have been, countless hours sharpening, and you only get so many sharpenings on a saw before you go and spending $30-$40 on a chain. And this that processor has saved me a pile of time and money on chains, and it'll cut dull. It will cut dull. What you'll start to get into with the first thing that I actually did to it was I did put a Oregon bar and chain off of Husky, which I guess the steel actually naturally fits it better. I didn't know that. I just went off of Logfather. He gave part numbers out, which I've got him on the phone, for the bar and chain combo that he uses, and that's what I kind of went out and did. And then you got to cut the back half inch or whatever it is off the bar. She slides in there, and you're fine. Um, oh, absolutely. That's what I was kind of getting on about with having an IBC toad out there with water. But like Bert says, and I've noticed it here with 40-degree days when I'm running the processor. If the logs start melting, things get wet, it makes it so much worse. So you're better off cutting through frozen dirt than wet dirt. But yeah, pressure washing. Um, just the ash logs I have would have been a blessing, and a time saving at the end. Yeah, yeah. I've got one one log deck left, I think, of the 16 foot. It might be half a log deck left. I have to review the footage to know, but then I should be out of dirty wood. And that was just I was cutting and skidding at the worst possible time of year, besides mud season in the spring. But we had a wet fall, and I was out there every day dragging them trees through the mud. Time saving, absolutely, absolutely. For the time it takes to clean the logs, yes, you're losing time, but man, you're gaining it. Yes, yeah, absolutely does, absolutely. Anytime you can, like I said, if I could debark them, I would totally do that. But the only thing that basically debarks itself is the cherry right now. But I'm hoping when I get my first load, it'll be some clean stuff. But it's just hard because I'm in kind of a little firewood heaven right now, where I am with the amount of ash that I'm taking off of the property and hard maple. I might have 6 8 soft maples that I put through that processor, which that cuts like butter. But the hard maple is definitely king right now for firewood. I haven't got any oak through it yet. Very very little bit of elm, some cherry, and cherry cuts like softwood. But I'm actually going to do a little bit of research tonight on the computer to see, and I'm going to bring a, a different. I'd like to switch over to 404 chain with a processor bar on it. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I like the 325 for the kerf, the amount that you lose, but it doesn't stay sharp enough, and it you know been going hard on the War Thunder. Yeah, I've been playing the tanks a little bit of time that I got. I leave it on the computer going. I'm not very good at turning the computer off, so yeah, it says I'm on there a lot. Red, white, oak, cherry, hickory is the main wood. Yeah, that's hard, man. The only thing I can relate to is the cherry. Red and white oak. I don't know. Hickory, I heard, is pretty rough. Yeah, I just don't know, Bert, if my sprocket would take it. I've gotten lucky on some of my saws, upgrading chain sizes, and the sprockets still hold the teeth all right. But I'm gonna bring some chains down and kind of see, because I don't know what the aftermarket carries for that machine, or if I'd have to have somebody machine me one or something like that. It's just a star. It's not anything like a chainsaw where I could take one off of my saws and put it on there. It's its own unit. Same here, but not too great. LOL. Yeah, I just started the Israel tier. Israel tier. I think I'm tier 7 in American. So I think the Israel's tier 5 or 4 or something like that. I finally have a good old. What is that? Oh, come in the summer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a chipper this year. Uh, was free, and it needed some parts. And by the time the parts came in, I lost the 27,000 bolts that go around the. Um, it's actually like Chris's little chipper that he just the Power Fist or whatever the heck it was that he just did a review on. It's just a 3 inch or minus chipper, but I was planning on splitting up some firewood small, sticking it in there, see if I couldn't get some chips for smoking, but I found the parts and I can't find the stupid bolts, so I'm halfway there. Texas cooking wood, yeah. I don't know. I'm still. We don't have much for cooking around here. There's no live fire restaurants or any, this is a corrections town. Anybody that's ever watched Escape from Dannemora, that's in my backyard. The Dannemora prison facility there that lost the inmates back years ago now. Um, with Sweat, Michael Sweat, or whatever the heck his name was. Um, but yeah, if we didn't have that prison, this place would have maybe a 16th of the population. So there's no eating restaurants here that last, or even our malls are falling apart. It's just we don't really have that. We got the country people and the college, I guess. But I do have a couple customers that do like the cherry. They buy the cherry for smoking, for outdoor, you know, smoking and whatnot. But not many. It's kind of a weird area. But I know that is definitely a hot ticket item if you can get with restaurants. We do have some pizza establishments. I don't think many of them do the wood cooking ovens though. I don't know. Like I said, I've got to branch out a little bit this year and do some learning when it comes to that. But I know I do have some competition in the bundle game. I don't have it out here per se, but when I start getting into town, somebody's somebody's got the bundles under wraps, and we don't really have hardware stores that aren't big business. You know, they get their bundles from suppliers that have kilns and whatnot, and you know they're doing like 4 inch cubes of white birch and what it's a weird deal. But everything's big business. It seems there's not too many mom and pop. Actually, the one gas station up the road has just been bought by some individual that's got I don't know 10, 20 gas stations. So I'm guessing it's an Indian fella because that seems like that's becoming quite the thing up here. Um, Ground Pounder, what's going on, brother? How you doing? You are always traveling, always on the move. I see the old Tahoe is going up, eh? All done with the transmissions on that old girl. Bought a Subaru. Uh oh. Yeah, you'll like that. They do good. There are a lot of them around here, that's for sure. Subaru Accent. Boom, 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 boom. A little smaller though, eh? Get yourself a roof rack. I don't know. All that comes up with that GRC or GCR are kindling splitters, them kindling cracker things. But I am interested in it. New firewood. Really? They have an automated unit? It looks kind of like a Range Road, actually. For bundles? Look at that little booger. Sherpa mini loaders. It's like a little tracked chipper with a little spout on it. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I think I got to dig into the internet a little bit more and get some more ideas on stuff. Because a lot of the things that I kind of think up have been done, and there's no reason me wasting my time with it. I try to redesign some, and it's already out. And right now, I'm in the looking for a bigger bucket, and I'm thinking about a rock bucket. That way, the chaff and whatnot stay on the ground instead of in the wood pile. Because I'd like to get the conveyor to a point where I could just dump into it like a hopper, and it would be a little bit at an angle, and then put an offset sprocket or an offset pulley on it, and the 5-horse Briggs that's on it to power the conveyor right now has actually got a electric pulley off the other side of it for a electric hookup if I wanted to do that. But I was thinking if I did something like that, I could actually put a belt to an offset pulley. That way it would kind of shake, and I could dump right into it, and it would look up. Oh, right, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm not used to the comment section working. How's the weather? They are calling for 40s this week. The Accent is good size. Oh, it is. Good. I'm so used to Imprezas and WRXs and stuff. I've always wanted a WRX or an STI. But the Accent must be like the maybe the crossover size. Hint if a store is selling bundles for $8, that means they are buying off the people. They are buying. Whoa! Why is my reading? My eyes are all screwy. Sorry. They are buying off people that make them $4. If you can be under 50. Okay, yeah. Well, like the store up the road, she's a sweetheart. She's my neighbor. She had me doing $8, and she wanted nothing for it. I ended up giving her, I think, 10% of what I made, which was low. I understand that, but she didn't want nothing for it. She just let me put a rack out there, so I put $8 on it because it was premium cherry, you know. And like I said, I was doing $5 at the house, and that was selling better. So I don't know if it was the wood that was the selling factor of it, or if it was just the convenience. Look up Outdoor with the Morgans. They have a GRS. Oh, I've watched Morgans forever. GCR bundle machine. Okay. Yeah, they got that from the Logging Show, didn't they? I've seen that. It has a 3 row? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's the thing, you know, if you're doing camp wood or something like that, I see a lot of people selling pine. A lot of people put poplar out there. I mean, I do that in my outdoor out here because it's mixed hardwood. It's generally it's exactly what you'd be burning in your stove, but it might have a little bit of poplar out there. But the biggest and best thing that I put out there was actually bundles of cedar. People love that. It's yellow and gray. Yes, 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 yes. That's the father son bundler, isn't it? They were at a little logging show. I think they brought a couple units there, and Morgan's was talking to the son about them or something like that. I remember. I think it plugs in too. It's electric. Well, of course it's electric. I don't think there is any gas units out there actually. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I think I remember that because I thought they were more of the they were more reasonable than a lot of them. Well, that's where you get your wrap from. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's another thing. The Morgans with the fire starter. I'm trying to wrap my head around how I want to do fire starter. Because if I do a 404 chain, I'm going to have bigger chips, and that'll be about right. Because the 325 pitch chips that come off the processor, they're small. You get some decent sized ones, but if I was to do a 404, I think it would just about be workable. 150 per cord. I'd like that trailer load that you showed in your little video there, ground pounder, when you were talking about DOT. Yeah, I'm still watching you. I'm not so good with the commenting. Soy wax. Uh-huh. See, I was thinking using like cherry, cedar, anything, with its own oils in it. Like cedar, I could take the stuff out there that I split up a month ago, go out there with a match, and it would go up right now. Soy wax, I'll definitely look that up, man. Thank you. I don't know who they're getting it from, but it sounds like something I could just make in. Oh, really? Candles? That seems kind of dangerous, doesn't it? If it goes up like that. Oh, I have soy wax here. My wife makes the candles. That stuff isn't flammable, though. It just melts, right? That's something I've never really tested out. Gonna have me out there with 50/50 gas and diesel, putting it on my chips and letting it sit in the sun and bake into it. uh, that all came home from firewood? Good for you. I have terrible signal. Yeah, that was a nice load though. Huh. I am I do trust you. The fact that you just spit it out like that. So what do they do? Do they I mean, it's dumb, really dumb, but I've never would they drip it onto it? Would they melt it? And I'm very interested in this. I've been kind of going outside the box because firewood obviously is your least um, what do you call that? It takes you the most time and you get the least amount of return on it. Well, I've never tried to light up wax before, so I just know that you're making candles and whatnot. It melts. Or yeah. Uh, Ketchup. I haven't seen ketchup cups from McDonald's since I was a kid. You kidding me? No, we usually just get one of them large tops to a cup and frickin' put it on that. No, I haven't seen them little paper cups, but yeah, that would be the ticket. Uh, Finally got approved for my firearms license up in frickin' yeah. Oh, shove it, Trudeau. She uses cupcake muffin foils and wood chips, like you said, and she sells. No kidding. Yeah, dude, absolutely, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, frickin' Trudeau. I've got a couple of his governors down here he can have. Um, Now that, yeah, I'm not even getting into that. Politics. By the way, as a public service announcement, and I don't feel endangered in any way, shape, or form, of course, but I did have a comment come in from a person that I was working with on the channel, or trying to be patient with, who wanted me to do OnlyFans for them. Nonetheless, I ended up getting a comment this week that they wanted to come up to the wood yard. I told them absolutely not. So for anybody out there that enjoys the content, whatever. My wood yard, my house, it's my area. I do want to do. I am going. I actually have the content on here with a public service announcement about not coming around. I don't know why. I don't think that the average person would think I'm going to stop over when you guys know me and I don't have a clue who you are. I mean, Dan, I understand, I know. Ground Pounder, I've seen your face. You know, we put all of our stuff out there, but it doesn't mean you're welcome to just come in. But I got that comment. The individual is gone now. She took off in a fury. Uh, Ended up removing all of its accounts and comments and disliking every single one of my videos. But nonetheless, I think the elusive person that wanted she was it. I can't even confirm it was a woman, but has been on the channel since around the beginning, which is weird enough. But yeah, she wanted to invite herself over, and that just does not happen. Um, but yeah. Like I said, I wanted to actually make a statement on here, and like I said, everybody here, I think I can go and have a beer with, and well, I'm not gonna go that far, but nonetheless, yes, she left in a flurry with all of her accounts and all of her comments. So, nonetheless, it is gone. But back to the conversation. I just wanted to kind of mention that out there. My family is the most important thing to me, and I enjoy the comments. I enjoy the camaraderie, and when we do the login shows, or I eventually do a public event, that's when people can come in. Not while I'm at work, or definitely not at home. So yes. Yeah, there was probably some the alphabetical letters. Who knows? But like I said, I was trying to work with them. I was doing the best. I felt the Lord wanted me to work on this person, so that's what I tried to do, and I tolerated a lot, and I got rid of a lot, but nonetheless. Well, that's kind of my thing, backwood or back river. You know, with the YouTube, that's why I don't have my wife on here. I don't. Generally I try not to have my kids on here, but just because I have in the past with other videos on other channels, and the amount of crap that people put out. The thing that really hurts, especially the firewood size in my eyes, is how many people actually whore out their wives. I don't want to bash, but holy, there are channels that I will never watch and refuse to watch because their kids, their wives, they're in yoga pants. What are you doing? You know what you're doing. And the subscriptions and the views show it. You know, you're I guess they're beautifying firewood when it's not a beautiful thing generally, but it's 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 a lot of garbage. Nonetheless, I didn't mean to get into that. I when Dan started talking firearms, it clicked in my head that yes, I need to OnlyFans MS500. I could do that. I could do that. I would be down for that. Yeah. Wow. I think I would actually have. I would. Yeah. That would be a trend, man. That would be a trend. Like I said, Ground Pounder, I've talked to you on the phone. I feel like I know you better than some individual that tells me that they are so close, and to put my hard hat on for a second and they'll be able to finish and continue. What are you? Come on, what are you doing? you know, I don't need them pleasuring themselves while I'm doing a live stream. GP, I think we could hang out, but I think we'd have to be in a public spot because we'd probably get in trouble with the burgers or something. No, 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 no. OF for my bundle machine. Yeah, that would be funny. That would be hilarious. Because I see these on the shorts. I've got some of these politic people that come up because my politics are my politics. I mean, I've got two safes behind me. You know where I am. Where was I going with that? Oh well, it's a right wing group, whatever, and he comes on and he's always got these OnlyFan girls, and the guys are telling him, you were a teacher, now you're an OnlyFans model. Um, However, when that flops and you lose it, and then you want to have kids down the road, and all this stuff about you is on the internet, where's that going to go? But you know how awesome it would be for a logger, a firewood guy, or something like that to make an OnlyFans with saws and what we're doing, and have it surpass these freaking whores out there that are just freaking showing off their bodies and doing all. That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. Uh, Dryer lint and candle. That's what I've done in the past with the egg cartons, right? You do the egg cartons. Yeah, yeah. That would be awesome. I would love that. My wife's actually got one of them little freaking wax melter things too. I could start experimenting with some of her stuff. She's got one of them wax melter things. That would be hilarious though. That's got me. Put the 500i in a thong. Sexy tree guy calendars. The flannel and suspenders, that's all you need, bub. Yep. Yeah, that's what I've used in the past is the dryer lint. Just putting a pinch of the dryer lint in the egg cartons, and then melting the wax over. But the thing about and I haven't really micro analyzed the Morgan's fire starter, but it looked just like chips. So like I said, I didn't know if they were like soaking the chips in kerosene, something that doesn't ignite, but would with heat, grow. Yeah, yeah, the burgers. Yeah, we'd have a heck of a time, ground pounder. I think they already made a show about us. I think it was yeah. I'm there already, so okay. So do you break off a piece, or does it? I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'd like to try to figure out, because like when he shows that he's making one in his solo stove or whatever the little stoves are, he just takes basically a handful, puts it on there. But if it's coagulated together, how do you do that without breaking off them? And then getting too much. I'm just dabbling with it all. I really haven't looked into any of it, but I do know that I have got piles piles of wood chips. So much so that I'm using it for roading material now, which I didn't want to do. Boy, oh boy, you are Mister Knowledge about this stuff here. I just wish I had something to bring to the table here. I'm just making firewood. But like I said, I am trying to go out of the box a little bit. I need to figure out my waste material. Like I said, I'm doing $25 to $30 a bin of pigs. That's what I'm doing now. And the guy said whenever I get a load of pigs, he said he'll come down and pick them up for $60. So that's getting rid of that problem, and that's basically free money because I've been burning the pigs. Whenever I have a fire going, I just take the small end pieces or whatever I don't use, throw them on the fire, and it's been going up in smoke. So that's a blessing to get rid of that. Now, if I can figure out a way to utilize the chips a little bit better, and then like I was getting into before we started talking about OnlyFans, the rock buckets. I want to find a rock bucket, a high capacity rock bucket for the hauling back and forth. Um, and then I did have a partnership request with a business, an organization, whatever the heck you want to call it. But they had sent me a requirement. They were wanting me to pick something big from their store for me to do a big review on and an unveiling and blah 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 blah. But I told them, I said I don't need any more projects. I said I need filters and service supplies for my equipment. That way I can keep doing what I'm doing, and down the road, when, because I'm late in the game this year. You know, I started my firewood in January basically, so I'm a month and a half into it right now for all of next year. Um, and they sent me, okay, um, they would have failed anyway, honestly, because I told them, hey, 2017 John Deere 38E, um, serial numbers this, because there is a serial number break when they changed over to the new E's. And nonetheless, they actually had me go onto their site and tell them which one it was. So even after all the information I ended up giving them, they weren't able to get the the parts right for the tractor for the service kit. So I was, as far as the service side of it, it wasn't good. I had to end up doing their work for them on the computer. And then they said, okay, now that you figured that out, this is the date that it's going to happen. When can you do the video? And I said, you know, as soon as we get a warm spell, we had 40 degrees coming up, so I figured I would be getting to that. Then I would do the video for them, because they didn't want to send it out and have me sit on the product and have them waiting for the videos type of deal. So they wanted to figure that out. They said, okay, Mr. RSD, we're going to send it out. This is what we need from you, and this is what you need to follow for a criteria if you're going to make these videos. And I said, absolutely not. I said, first of all, I don't know if you're going to be sending me Chinese crap. And if it is Chinese, it's not going on my tractor. I'll throw it away or I'll send it back to you. And I basically went through the list of requirements that I must talk about in the talking points, and we didn't work things out. So I threw them to the side, but they actually had the third function kit that I was looking for my loader on the tractor to get a grapple. So maybe after I get some tree jobs this spring, I'll end up getting the third function kit, because I've already got that in the cart on eBay for I think it's like $900. And then I'm kind of dabbling back and forth on which grapple I'd like to go with. It looks like the Frostbite might be the one, because it's the lightest so far that I've seen. Yeah, the fire bricks. My grandfather's been after me to get after that, which I do have a couple old splitters, and I have thought about it, but I would never own a pellet stove, on the sole fact that you have to have dry storage for them. So unless I'm not thinking about the fire bricks right, I don't want to have to worry about them getting wet and worried about it. But I have enough wood splitters right now to turn one into one. And I have seen the automation kits and all that. I don't know. But you're the man to talk to about it. Sounds like you're dabbling in everything that I've been kind of contemplating back and forth on. It's hard to do work when others want to stop and yeah. I ain't allowing that. I just, if it's family, if it's friends, if it's CNS on here, um, Babbies, anybody really that I know, I'm familiar with, that type of thing, that's different. If it's a fan, I don't know the intentions. Especially the fan that I'm talking about, who has. I've gotten rid of people for a lot less than what they've said on here, so. Um, yeah, Bert, it is very hard though. Yes. Man, I've got some new Hoffman boots, and wow, I like that. Yeah, I seen them. I'm doing the low key game right now, because this is the first year of taxes, and I don't understand them yet. If we did OnlyFans with chainsaws, they would pay us to put clothes on. goes back on. They would find the Sasquatch, wouldn't they? uh, have you had to climb in them? Yeah, I know we were on about them a little while ago. Boots, and I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm getting another pair of mucks. The ones I've been wearing in the wood yard have been 6 years now, and I've shoe gooed them 3, 4 times. And there last week or the week before, I lost a complete heel off the back of them. So, but as far as climbing boots, I climb in my Chippewas. I've never known any different. I like the ankle support in them. I've never been a hiking style boot guy. But the ones that Bert, I'm kind of interested in the ones that you guys got at the logging show. What do you got a pair of them, right? I know Chris got some and a couple of the other guys, but what are they? I know they're breathable, which is cool. But like I said, I've never had the Hex, whatever. Hoffman's definitely, that's the Wrangler Star had went out to Hoffman's. So I like the Vibergs. I have the cork boots that I have. Arbor Pro, yeah, the Evo 2s. That's what we were looking at when we were talking boots. And I don't even consider them boots. So that's when I think boot, I think leather. I think steel toe. I think something that I can walk up a wall with, as far as tread, not the kitty cat food, concrete work boot. Um, I'm thinking loggers, with a nice freaking grouser on the bottom of them. Ah, okay. Yes, the SRT stuff. Yeah, I'm, I'm more old school. The newest school thing that I have is my Descender. So yeah, I'm not. I've never really looked at the SRT or the yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't needed anything like that. Um, I've used bucket trucks for the hardwood trees, the yard trees. But everything that I climbed in this year, except for a couple popples, there was a couple popples and a couple soft maples that really sucked. Soft maple was horrible. I went down that tree so many times, not by wanting to either. White birch, same thing. But a lot of the climbing jobs that I did this year was all was mostly pine and spruce. But yeah, any hardwood that I had, it was never a sprawled out limmy, mess like that. It was pretty telephone poley. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I would do with. I really honestly have never wore a hiking boot style. Anything that kind of cuts off at your ankle, like or just above the ankle. I've only ever, probably since 8th grade, wore a work boot. I used to get in trouble all the time at high school for running track and football and basketball and all that, because I'd be playing, scuffing up the floors in my steel toe boots. I don't know. I think it's because of the herniated discs I've had since I was a kid. Um, Anything with a heel, I have to have a heel. If it doesn't have a heel and it's a flat type, it destroys my back. Or maybe it's the other way around, that my body is just used to a heel so much that, like, if I wear Crocs for any length of time during the day, my back is screwed. Um, I spend a lot of time doing removals. on the spar. Double, yeah. Yep. That's another thing too. How do they? I guess the shank on my spikes on the geckos are pretty wide, but yeah, the steel shank going all the way across my foot is it's not a pressure point by any means. I just ordered a new set of foot ascenders and a new porter wrap. Yeah, well, GP's big on the porter wrap there lately. Yeah, the bucket truck definitely changes the game a little bit. How'd that spider thing do? I've got to go back and watch when you were working with your I forgot the last name of that company, but I watched a little bit of it. I know you were doing the walk around and had the chipper going, and then I got pulled away. And then when I came back, I wanted to see how that thing did. I watched them at the logging shows there with the four legs SA-72, but that's straight up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering what I'm gonna do this year for tree work. I have a couple jobs already, but last year I specifically wanted the climbing jobs. This year I am more apt to do the logging, which I do have another job up the road, but I've got 80 acres there, 300 behind me, 60 across the road, and then I've got that tree farm. The gentleman's going to want me to go back up there, I guess, and do some more up there. He wants to do me a clearing this time. My bucket is 60 foot, and I have a 20 foot of room under my truck still. Has it got the extension in the middle, the scissor? Did it reconnect? No, my internet is off on the computer. Huh. I think the old pork chop shut her down. Well, either way, talking about that spider thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think the pig frickin' he's got a problem with that power. We got a surge protector on the floor behind the TV, and for whatever reason, he goes back there and he hits the frickin' button. I think that's what happened. Yeah, because my computer still doesn't have. Yeah, because my computer still doesn't have. Yeah, I still don't have internet on the computer, so we might be running off phone juice now. Yeah, I still don't have internet on the computer, so we might be running off phone juice now. I'm good. I'll stick with my bucket. Well, that thing's a pain in the butt, right? You got to haul it. The logging show, they had tracks underneath them. Then they had the support legs. I need to show them sometime. That son of a gun is laying down in front of the fire. Or he's turning off my internet, apparently. He is a pain in the butt. He's a good pain in the butt, though. Anybody comes in here, I'm sure he would ask him for food. But I've got to get his freaking deal cut off him. Yeah, they do. They are very, very chintzy. Then again, I mean, you put it on the back of a flatbed, and you basically have a bucket truck too. So I've uh, I've been in some sketchy situations with the buckets. The uh, the state when I was working there, I had to get certified in the bucket, and the guy that was certifying didn't have a clue about anything, and he had me go out and do a full extension. And unbeknownst to me, the downriggers on the far end of the truck were off the ground, and it put the thing into whatever safe mode. But they were 2 3 feet off the ground because he didn't have them down right, and yet he didn't put them on right. I went all the way out, and the truck started listing up on this. It was a freaking nightmare. Had to get the mechanics out there. They had to bypass it, bring the bucket back around to put the. It was the tusk from got my pit bull and ripped her open. She had 11 stitches. My I've got a little boxer, Mr. Gage. He's a brindle boxer. He's 2 years old now, and yeah, his cutters got Gage last fall. Ripped him right from his back rib all the way up the side to his hip, and we didn't know it. Didn't have a clue, and I don't think the dog really did either. I mean, he obviously had an itching, but yeah, it was just like uh, skinning a deer, you know, where he laid on the couch. Gage laid on the couch. I was like, what the heck is going on? I see meat, you know. It was just a little open flap, like a pocket, where his hide was off of his. I'm like, so I told my wife, and my wife had to run him over to Vermont, 8:30 at night, frickin' get him all stitched up. But yeah, I've got to get his cutters. I got to figure out how to get his cutters down because they're huge. They're huge. He's just a little guy, little pig, but yeah, his cutters are pretty nasty. 250, but Charlie's probably 80 pounds. Goes up and down the stairs, sleeps next to the bed. Yeah, no, Charlie sleeps on the couch. He's a couch potato. If he's not on the couch, he's by the fire or outside. A rope and some pliers. So you pull that tooth out. You don't cut them off. I don't think I have any snippers. I mean, his cutter's about the size of my pinky. I ain't got no snipper. It have to be bolt cutters. Well, I was seeing some people using the wire saws. The what the heck? I was watching a YouTube video, and they were doing it to oh, it's soft. That's hard to believe. I mean, he freaking he's rubbing his nose on my rocks under my fireplace at night, and you can hear the teeth. Don't try pulling it. It will really hurt him. Yeah. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, we probably ought to get a farrier anyway. His feet aren't horrible at all, but just to trim the hooves up and do his tusks there. But I am going to go get ready for dinner. Oh, yep, that's what I do. Let a professional do it. He ropes and sits on him. And where's your? I can only imagine the squealing. I picked up Charlie the other day. Oh, he still got that frickin'. And it's funny, his little 3-inch legs, whatever they are, just a frickin' flailing. But he loves me. All right, brother. You too, man. Thank you for stopping in. I'm gonna get back after I after I get done with dinner. I got to check out some more of that job that you were on. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for coming in and giving me all this knowledge. My brain's gonna explode here. I gotta remember the wax and yeah. What's for? I don't even know. I've been on here for. Oh, of course the stream restarted. Well, it's been 111 minutes, so I don't know. It smells freaking good though. She had something in the crock pot all day. I love hanging with you, man, Dan. You come in and play some tanks with us, or anybody else. Either way, guys, God bless y'all. Remember to poke them buttons, and we'll talk to you. How do I shut this off? Hello. There you are.